We have another very interesting update in the Ripple v SEC lawsuit. And if you want to hear everything about it, make sure you press that like button. You guys all know that by far the most important factor for the XRP price for this year and most likely next year is going to be the Ripple v SEC lawsuit. And I'd say all of us know as well that we've been seeing more and more support for Ripple's side. This is actually happening in two different ways. We've been seeing this from a founder and just independent actor perspective where people like, for example, Charles Hoskinson explain why XRP shouldn't be seen or counted on as a security, but rather, for example, a commodity or a currency for that matter. But that's not the update for today. And that's actually good, but not that important because the judge, I'd probably say she doesn't care too much about that. She doesn't care too much what a guy on the internet thinks, unless this guy is willing to join the lawsuit. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what we've had some crazy updates on over the last couple of weeks. Honestly, I'd say the main reason that people are getting crazy excited about XRP right now has to do with the fact that they've gotten more and more support in the lawsuit from these independent players, independent parties that are literally trying to aid the court. To describe that to the best of my abilities, companies like Bitget or iRemit utilize XRP in some way, shape, or form, and they're basically telling the judge, hey, we are not Ripple, we don't necessarily care about Ripple, we care about XRP, as it's one of our payment currencies, let's say, potentially part of our core business, and we don't think it's a currency because we don't care if Ripple survives or not, we can still utilize this coin. It cannot be Ripple security if that's the case. And it kind of keeps pointing back at these different prongs of the Howey test and how it cannot satisfy, how the SEC cannot prove XRP is a security, and all these guys coming into the lawsuit are basically helping out a lot, because they're trying to become friends of the court and provide information regarding XRP and how they've used it, which is in direct contradiction to what the SEC's expert from earlier said. And I think that's very, very valuable to the judge. From memory, I think we've had John Deaton, then potentially this one woman that's with some institution. I don't remember her name. I don't remember the institution. Chamber of Digital Commerce, Bitget's iRemit, potentially even more. And now we just get ourselves yet another one. Again, guys, make sure you press that like button. Things are looking good. And even though the price is not doing so amazing right now, I think for the most part, this has to do with Bitcoin's movement. Again, XRP right now is going down ever so slightly more than Bitcoin is. But honestly, that happens very, very often when the Bitcoin price is not in a really bullish period. XRP here most likely had an initial run-up because of a crazy amount of support in the lawsuit. And even though today's support pieces are huge, it's kind of like a recycling of what we've had in terms of hype over the last couple of weeks, which is why I believe that XRP versus Bitcoin is also going down right now. Again, theoretically speaking, we're actually making higher tops. Why is this lagging so much? Okay, just kind of to showcase higher tops and higher lows, both of these, with potentially a double bottom forming rather soon. As again, we only have a little bit of room before we're actually back at that exact bottom. But as of this point still, it's making higher lows. And again, over the last couple of weeks on the XRP to US dollar pair, we've actually had a lot of volatility within this 45-cent range, which right now we are retesting. And even though we're still officially in a little bullish momentum, if you're looking for a place to trade this on, make sure you check out Bitget. I'll keep reminding you guys, right now it's seriously looking to be the best crypto exchange out there. And also, if you've made yourself an account with the link down below, you'll get a couple of juicy bonuses. One of those being claimable if you go right here to the rewards center. You can also find it as a rewards section in the app. And then just check out a couple of different things that you can get. And these rewards can change every couple of weeks. For example, it might get lower, it might get higher. But you got to remember, if it, for example, says, hey, a $50 coupon, $50 worth of free money can basically be utilized as $5,000 because you can use it with leverage. And you have to understand how powerful money on leverage exchanges can be. These bonuses are worth actual gold. Let's say you deposit a lot and get this $4,000 trading bonus, because I believe those coupons are actually withdrawable. You can just use them to take them home and do some stuff with that. Let's say you get $4,000 worth of bonus. If you use that with 100 times leverage, that's $400,000 worth of trades that you can make for absolutely free. And that is really wild. Right now, it's available in every single country around the world. Apparently, even people in the US don't need a VPN to trade XRP with leverage. People in every single country, as far as I know, can use it. I should say, be careful, don't wreck your entire account, but do check it out and see if it's something for you. That's all I'm saying. I've already noticed there's quite a couple of US traders who are on here who are actually actually quite happy with it because this is one of the only ways in which you can trade XRP, cut off, like this. So yeah, check it out. Got a lot of cool feedback, and let's move on with the story of today. So yeah, and another one. A non-profit organization is filing an amicus brief attacking the SEC's jurisdiction over digital assets and quoting. Among other things, the recent US Supreme Court case limiting EPA authority. These amici are really hitting the SEC from all angles. And somebody asked, is it normal to have this many or more briefs in a case of this magnitude? And Jeremy Hogan says, not in trial level case, not normal at all. Another question was, hey, could Ripple potentially sue the SEC for loss of earnings if the case isn't settled and Ripple wins? And Jeremy says Ripple would have to prove intentional misconduct. So yes, but it's a very, very hard case to prove, and I understand that as well. People are wondering what's the previous docket number. Apparently Ripple and the SEC filed their opposition briefs under seal. This has to do with the summary judgment motions, which we described before. That's basically, we're in the end phase of the lawsuit, and right now they're filing their opposition to the summary judgment motions, but then still hidden. It's going to be public in a couple of days, I believe on the 24th or something like that. Now, just added to our document library. Letter motion for leave. This is basically just an opening to file an amicus brief by Philip Goldstein and Investor Choice Advocates Network, ICANN, and Exhibit. Proposed amicus brief. Click below to see the full uploaded document. Ever since James Villain took a little break, a little vacation or whatever, it's been kind of strange. ICANN is a nonprofit law firm focused on expanding access to markets by underrepresented investors and entrepreneurs, which has litigated against the SEC. Honestly, this is kind of scary though if you think about it. I know ICANN, I think a lot of you guys do. They're, again, the Investor Choice Advocates Network. And I think it's really strange that all these parties are joining Ripple's side to say the SEC is doing some garbage ass bogus, which still makes me think, why doesn't the SEC finally get this complete investigation? Why are they being so hesitant with looking into it? Is it because they don't want to shout out that they're kind of worried about one of their own administrations? Because it would be government versus government, which in theory is not that nice as a government. But then on the opposite side, it doesn't make a lot of sense, to me at least, that they're just being able to go on a stroll like this, go for some absolute power grabs, as we all know and have seen, and not get punished for it whatsoever. You got to also realize, if it turns out the SEC made a mistake, they just spent, let's say, $150 million in lawyer fees, theoretically speaking, right? Because Ripple has done that. And if they just made a mistake, it's like, oh, oopsie. But nothing really is going to happen afterwards, except for negative case law. Gary Gensler can literally just say like, hey, we thought it was security, we still think so, but the judge decided differently. Or he can eventually change up and said, well, we alleged it was security, the judge proved us wrong, we're fine that this is all cleared up now, and we're gonna be able to regulate crypto even better from here on forward. They can twist any story to their narrative eventually, which kind of makes you realize it's a win-win-win-win, double whammy win for the SEC, regardless of what happens. And so, as long as they are not getting any proper investigation, there's literally nothing for them to lose. And I guess multiple different parties are noticing that the SEC is literally just reaching far. They're just like, maybe I'll be able to grab some. Maybe I'll be able to grab something, maybe not, but it's worth a try. Because if we do end up winning, if we do end up successful, well, we win a lot. And if we do end up losing, nothing's really going to happen. Again, I don't really stand for this. And I think that's why all these parties are joining on. And that's just a really bullish sign in my opinion. Now, a question you might ask is this bullish for the XRP price? In theory, yes. But that depends on what caused these price pumps over the last couple of weeks. If indeed it turns out that those price pumps were mostly caused by all these updates in the lawsuit, which is highly probable, then yeah, the price should indeed do better than it is doing right now. But because of the fact that the price is not going crazy up right now, I'm assuming that people have either gotten used to the fact that Ripple is getting a lot of support, or it's priced in a lot of this stuff. Again, the fact that Bitcoin is going downwards slowly but surely. There's all these fears from left and right major banks saying that the crypto market is going to fall alongside of the equities markets in a crazy recession. It could just be that in general, altcoins right now are people are a lot more hesitant to invest in altcoins. And potentially, the majority of people who wanted to switch over and actually purchase XRP have done so over the last couple of weeks. But we need like a heavier form of excitement for a lot of people that are not so savvy savvy to understand all these smaller updates for the lawsuit. They just noticed, hey, Lark Davis is switching over. Hey, Crypto is changing over. Hey, Charles Hoskinson is changing over. That's why they got really bullish, over the last couple of weeks. But then today, a very specific lawsuit update, which for us XRP holders is huge, but for outstanders who don't look at this every single day, they might not understand, they might not perceive as the biggest thing. And I think the most XRP holders have already bought their entire bags full. I literally cannot fit more XRP in my bag right here. My back would break. And I've literally had toothpaste here the entire freaking video, and none of you said something about it, huh? That's kind of rude. It's kind of rude. Makes me wonder, if you see somebody with like something stuck between their teeth, do you tell them? Or do you just awkwardly keep looking at it and staring like that? Well, it doesn't matter. We don't know what's going to happen to the XP price, but if you're looking to trade it, you guys all know, check out Bitget. It's the exchange I'm using right now. Honestly, I think literally every major crypto trader on YouTube is eventually going to switch over. I believe BitBoy is going for it. All the major crypto trading guys are going for it. And I've already seen a couple of my US guys trade tens of thousands of dollars. So I think it's pretty huge. Again, be careful with trading. Obviously, you can lose a lot of money if you're being dumb about it. And check out all the rules for yourself. I'm not sure how it works in every country, right? Maybe trading is not allowed in your country. Who knows? All I know is that it's possible to do it on the platform. We know the CEO. We know everything works out in that sense. It's a multi-thousand employee company. And I personally have over $1 million on the platform. So if you're worried about that one, I put my own money on there as well. Then again, keep your stashes not on exchanges, but always in a hardware wallet, and just put on there what you're going to trade basically, right? If you're wanting to deposit anything basically. Just letting you guys know, an exchange is not the best place to store your money. Put on there what you are meaning to use. If you're staking it on there, okay. But more importantly, if you're holding it on there, no. That's a big no-no. Get yourself a ledger. There's also a link for that down below, or just go to ledger.com or the official website. I get $6 if you buy one with my link, so please don't even bother. Go to ledger.com and just grab yourself one. I guess only the last thing I should say is that you also have a copy trading feature on here, which basically means that you can follow other traders. Whenever they make a trade, you make that trade as well. You can see this return on this guy is 15%. The return on this guy is 165%, which basically means if you follow this guy and this guy's full. But if you follow this guy, for example, you're basically allocating some money to him. And whenever he makes a trade and wins, you also win. Again, not everybody can win. You have to kind of check out which guys are good. But some guys are making thousands of percentages profit, for example. So it is worth it to check it out. This guy has almost 1,000 people following him. This guy is full because he's doing some profit right there. These copiers are not making profit though, so that might not be the best one to follow. He has actually almost or a little bit more than $1.5 million worth of assets under management, or people following him with how much money they put in. And this guy has made almost $600,000 profits for his copiers. So this guy would be huge to follow. And this guy also made his copiers $100,000 profit. But then again, this guy made them a pretty significant loss. So you gotta go and look out properly for it, all right? But it might be something you're interested in, so check it out.